Where did she go? Where did she go? A nice fiction book that will be read out now. Please don't forget to look at description to get a full copy. And this is the part one. We will be doing more parts of this book. Where did she go? Let's read on. Oh, I wish we would live in the city, commented Tiffany as she took her bath. But then, 2 hours later, Mom, Mom, you've been in the bathroom all day. Mom, Mom, Julia, Tiffany's 11-year-old, called out, banging on the bathroom door. Dad, Dad, please, Dad, shouted Julia, running to the backyard. Yes, Tiffany, why are you screaming? Replied Gabe as he mended the garden fence. Mom has been in the bathroom for hours, replied Julia. Well, use another bathroom, answered Gabe. No, Dad, I have been banging on the door, but no sound, not even the sound of water. I am scared she might have fainted, wailed Julia. Oh no, exclaimed Gabe, running up the stairs. Mom, we are coming, cried Julia, as Gabe unscrewed the door knob. What? Exclaimed Julia. Your mom is not here, sighed Gabe. What? I knew she went to use this bathroom. I I was using your master's bathroom because the children's one is not fixed. So she resolved to use this one, and it's obvious because she was here. Said Julia pointed at the damp floor. Well, maybe she got out quicker than you expected and stepped out of the house. Perhaps for shopping, as you can see. Nan's house, though beautiful, needs a lot of renovating, answered Gabe. Yes, that's true. That's a relief, sighed Julia. I can't wait to tell her when she comes back how you almost gave me a fright, replied Gabe. 2 days later. Sirens were heard as police officers pulled over at Gabe's house. So you mean the last time you saw your wife was 2 days ago? Asked the police officer, as they questioned Gabe and Julia. Yes, replied Gabe. Do you know where she could have gone? Asked the police officer to help with our investigation. Not really. We just moved in. It's not a week yet, so we don't really have much friends here, except one of Nan's associates, replied Gabe. Oh, yes, replied commented the female officer. I used to know the lady that lived here, a sweet, lovely old lady. Always had people over, always very fun and excited. So has this house always belonged to your family? Asked the female officer. Well, to the best of my knowledge, the house was bought by my nan and her husband when my dad was a little boy. Nan always loved this house. She said she got it for close to nothing. I remember her saying this to us when I brought Tiffany during Christmas before we married, Gabe replied. Dad! Dad! I need to show you something, called out Taylor, Gabe's 7-year-old son, running down the stairs carrying a big book. Why do we have offices in the house? Where is Mom? Taylor asked, shocked to see the police. Everything is fine. Go and change your clothes. Remember, we are going bowling with the neighbor's son, stated Gabe. Oh, yeah, Taylor replied, running up the stairs. He doesn't know, I guess, stated the female officer. Yes, I don't know what to say to him, replied Gabe sadly. We will do our best for you. This is a very good, small community. The most serious crime you hear of is thefts, and that is rare. I'm sure soon everything will be resolved, concluded the male officer as he stepped out to start investigating Tiffany's missing case. 2 days later, a knock at Gabe's door sends Julia running in anticipation. Dad! The police is here, shouted Julia. Any luck? Asked Gabe as he held Julia, who was trembling fearfully. Well, the police replied, we have scouted the area and asked as many people as we can find, but none seem to have seen her. Which should not be the case if she really stepped out of this house. It is a small community. Strangers tend to stand out to the public. So we decided to dig into history, if there have been any missing people in this community. The last one was decades ago. Strangely, they used to live in the same house, stated a male officer. Oh no, cried Julia. That I told you. Yes, stated a female officer. It was your story that made me go looking. Apparently, the last time the missing boy was seen, he went to take his bath, and it was obvious the pictures of his shorts and all his clothes was shown in the paper. It's very old, so it's not so clear. Apparently, that could be the reason why your grandma got the house for next to nothing, stated the female officer. No, Dad, the bathroom is haunted, cried Julia. That can't be true. Dad stayed in this house forever. Even my dad grew up here. How did nothing ever happen to them? Commented Gabe. True, but can I see the bathroom? Asked the female officer. Yes, replied Julia. It's weird. At first I thought it was a closet, but when Dad opened it, it had bathroom facilities. It looked like it was being used. Was being used. Like every other thing in the house, rattled Julia as they climbed up the stairs. Yes, the door looks like a closet, replied the female officer. Gay, did you use the bathroom when you visited in the past? Asked the officer. No, I never really took note of it. We mostly stayed either in the guests or children's room, Gabe replied. What about your dad? We may have to interview him, said the officers. Unfortunately, that may be hopeless. Dad's got dementia. That's why Mom gave me the house. Nan actually willed the house to him, Gabe answered. What if we check the internet? Maybe we could find the history of the house before the missing boy? Suggested Julia. Yes, if this was in the city, but you hear most histories will be found in the library, replied the female officer, and I will be on my way there to see what I can find. What about the missing boy's family? Asked Gabe. It was decades ago. I imagine probably before your nan got married. The only information was the family relocated, and I don't see the use of tracing the family now. The present generation may know nothing. Let's see what the library has. We'll be back, replied the female officer. Next day. Hi, officer. Sorry to bother, but I could not help calling to find out if anything was found. I just spoke to my mom, and she knows nothing about a haunted bathroom. I'm sure if Dad knew, he would have told us, Gabe stated. That's interesting. We are actually on the way back to your house, replied the officer. So we'll see you soon at Gabe's house. Officer, please tell me you have good news, said Gabe as he led the officer in. Dad, this is so cool! You need to see this, shouted Taylor as he ran down the stairs. Not now, Taylor, Gabe replied quietly. Oh, you never have time for me. I hope Mom comes soon, replied Taylor as he ran up the stairs. Any news? Asked Julia, running out as she heard the door. You still not told him? Asked the male officer, referring to Taylor Gabe's son. No, I have not told my in-laws as well. How do I explain this? I finally have a home of my own and it's haunted, stated Gabe. Not haunted, corrected the officer. It has a closet that can time travel. Time travel? What? Asked both Julia and Gabe. Yes, replied the female officer, as she pulled up a very old newspaper and book. History has it that this house was built by a physicist that was obsessed with time travels, and on many occasions he claimed to have traveled through time. Him and his family were known for strange stories of travels. Apparently, the closet was designed with special metals, and the key to traveling was to make a wish with the shower on. In those days, scientists were known to have all kinds of discoveries. Some were acknowledged, others were not, explained the female officer. Then why did they all sell the house? Asked Julia. Well, my guess would be they must have passed the house down to someone who did not know the family's travel closet, who may have sold it, answered the officer. To come back to to come back, you have to clutch the metal oval and wish yourself back. Gabe read out aloud from the whole book. Metal oval. Oh, is that what that was? I saw some oval color things in the closet. There were many with different colors, said Gabe. Oh, really? Shouted Julia as she ran to the closet. Dad, I don't think Mom is coming back. All the metal ovals are kept in the holders, and there is no empty holder. So Mom may not have taken any. Julia sobbed as she embraced Gabe. The only problem is there is no mention of how to bring the person back to the officer. You need to tell your son and family. I know the best bet is your wife might be on a time travel, but we need to put this on the newspaper or the papers. Sometimes help comes when things are made public, but it's best her family and your son does not find out that way. So we put that on the hold for now. So please get back to us as soon as possible. We will be leaving now, the male officer stated. But why? But why did granddad and great grandma not never experience this? Sobbed Julia, still staring at the closet. Maybe because Nan never wished to be somewhere else while taking her bath, replied Gabe. Oh, it's all my fault. I knew your mom wanted to stay in the city, but we're barely surviving. I was hoping this would be a new start for us. Don't blame yourself, Dad, replied Julia. We have to tell Taylor now, commented Gabe. Yes, Dad, replied Julia. Taylor? Gabe called out as they sat on the master's bed. Yes, Dad, Taylor came running. Sit, please. It's about Mom, Gabe started. What happened to Mom? Asked Taylor quietly, as he could sense the sad expression on the face of his dad and sister. We think Mom must have traveled, Gabriel said. So why are you sad? Would she not come back? Asked Taylor. Apparently, Mom made a wish while taking her bath, and I know this sounds weird, but Mom must have time traveled, explained Julia. Oh, you mean like great grandma? Cool, shouted Taylor. What? What do you mean? Now never time traveled, replied Gabe as Julia stared amazingly at her brother's excitement. Yes, she did, replied Taylor. That's what I've been wanting to show you. She went to so many cool places with lovely adventures, continued Taylor. Where did you hear this? Asked Gabe. Her diary, answered Taylor. What diary? Asked Gabe, running after Taylor to the boys' room. Please subscribe and watch out for part 2. Thank you.